Hello, loreheads, and welcome to The League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
And today we're going to, very briefly, talk about the Voidreaver Kha'Zix, who was released September 27th, 2012. What?
Now, I wanted to open with a quick joke to really kind of start us off with a bang.
Great.
Sure.
Are you okay?
I just want everyone to know that John was looking into my eyes and biting his lips seductively. That's why I said
Oh,
what.
that kind of bang. Oh, fuck.
Okay, go ahead. Give us a joke.
Okay. So why does it called the Void?
Because it's devoid of any lore?
Because the champions, so for this, because there's not a lot of lore.
Okay, John. Mark nailed it. I think Mark got the joke.
No, I think the
better than you
delivery
did.
really... I really like that really stuttery, like...
It's like a fucking 4-year-old trying to tell you a joke.
Honestly.
So there you go.
Thanks. Yeah, so Kha'Zix release threw me off. He does feel like he's been in the game forever, but I also can kind of remember him being released, which always fucks me up.
Yeah, he had his own animated screen, right?
Probably.
He's from the era.
It's actually animated on the universe page, which is not the case for much newer champions. Kayn, well, I guess Kayn didn't get a login screen, but still, I bet you there are people who have login screens who just have static images. Kha'Zix, he's sitting there bobbing, he's got little electric sparks hitting the ground. He looks great.
He's ready to evolve.
God, I miss
Honestly.
those animated screens. They were so good.
I like that people do fan-made ones for people who like champions that didn't get them.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will go and just make them. Cassiopeia had one that I thought was real good.
Yeah, because some of the newer champs would have had really cool, I think, animated screens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So on the universe page, he has a bio, some pretty cool concept art. I actually really liked his concept art. It was pretty neat. And a short story, I guess. He's in the short story.
He's sure in it.
It's not from his point of view, which took me like a minute. I was like, hang on. Because they're very similar, Kha'Zix and Rengar.
I like that we get... It's just like everybody's short stories from Rengar's point of view. Kha'Zix's short stories from Rengar's point of view. Nar's short stories from Rengar's point of view.
Right?
I would love it. Yeah, if Rengo had a short story where he was hunting literally every champion. I'm a fan.
Oh my god. We keep having ideas like that, and I do really like this one. The idea of him stalking every champion and then being like, oh, wait, I don't think I could take them.
There was a request for us to like throw down some short stories. I feel like if we
This
all
would be
do
a
one short
lot.
story where Rengar's hunting a champion of our choice.
Oh, of our choice. Well, mine would be Lulu then, because I think that would be fucking hilarious.
Oh, that would be great. That'd be because he was tons of fun in the Nar story where it was like him, this very serious, Worf type character interacting with something that's just completely goofy. You know? That'd be great. I love that.
That'd be fun. Who would you guys pick? Kha'Zix has absolutely nothing to talk about, so we can just do this.
Maybe Alistar because I'm an
That's true, you did,
Alistar
like-
fanboy. I guess.
You're a little Alistar nuthead now. Nutty for Alistar.
Alice.
That sounded
there's gotta be
dirty,
like a
I'm
name
really-
for him, like Alistars or something like that. You know.
Oh, I love it.
I made a shirt like that, like my first week at Riot.
Wait, a shirt like what?
Wait, what?
Like that used the Monstars logo, and I had the Alistars.
Oh,
and
shit.
made a fake jersey out of it.
Oh,
That's dope. I'm gonna start wearing that.
So would your story be Kennen? Would he be hunting Kennen?
No, he'd never catch Kennen. My story would be... God, this is a tough one. Maybe Nico. I feel like there'd be some fun
Nico would be
opportunity
funny.
for
yeah.
Guile there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Mundo could be fun too.
There's a lot you could do. Nico's a really
Yeah.
good pick, I think, because
Yeah.
again, Nico's kind of a lighter, fun champion, and it would be a lot of fun to take that very serious, Rengar and the Prime Hunter, and have him, run into himself and all sorts of shit, right? That's a great pick.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Right.
Zoe. I bet she'd be fun too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who
And then
just
we could have a
trolls
really-
the shit out of Rengar.
A really short one where he wants to get Aurelion Soul and then he's like, oh no, never mind.
Hard pass. Sorry,
fucked up.
I was unaware of the sense of scale in game. We're about the same size. My bad, my dude.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. It's just one sentence. I chose not to hunt this queen. Oh man.
But that
Rengar's
prey was not
hunting,
worth
like-
my time.
Yeah. I love it. Fun day.
We'd probably have to read Rengar's lore first, I guess. But that's
I mean, you read half of it, I bet.
Right?
I know, that's fair.
You know it's just going to be those short stories.
I think there was a lot of his backstory in this Kha'Zix
Yeah.
quote-unquote short story.
I didn't know any of that shit.
Yeah.
So who wants to take us through what Kha'Zix sounds like?
Oh my god, I forgot about that part. Shit,
have
I've
to,
been doing
like,
so good.
Gargle gravel to
I
try
truly-
and get his.
I don't think I've ever heard him.
Oh really? Oh, he's. I feel like we oftentimes will kind of give a little bit of an excuse to ourselves, like, oh, they've got this kind of heavy filter on. Oh, I can't do the sound. With Kha'Zix, I think that's the most legitimate because he's just got a million and one things going on with his voice. I feel like if you can do that IRL,
He sounds a lot like
Okay.
God, I forget her name, but in StarCraft 2, Kerrigan's, second in command sounds a lot like. All right, I can give it a shot if you want.
Yeah, you're gonna be the best at it. Go ahead.
If I eat you, will I learn how to die?
This
that's
is
the
if
one I
he
was
ate
going to
Gnar.
go with. Fuck.
Oh no.
I don't know the exact wording, but he's like, I ate an optimist once, but I couldn't keep him down.
So good. I just listened to him. What quotes did he have?
I wrote another one there for you too. I actually wrote 3, conveniently enough, because the second one I wrote was the one that Mark said. I in my head knew.
They fear me.
I was thinking about having some water in my mouth to get the gurgle, but I would have spit it out everywhere if I tried to do.
All over the computer and everything.
Mostly you, because you're right across from me. You
fuck
and
the
the
whole setup up.
microphone. Okay. Anyway, let's get to Kha'Zix's really long, extensive bio.
Deep bio.
So bio, his name's not Bio. This is Kha'Zix's bio. Kha'Zix was just a normal bug in the void. This is gonna be every champion now, John, because
From now
you made fun of me that one time, and I can't let it go.
Not Kha'Zix anymore. Kha'Zix.
Shit. Anyway, he escaped somehow and feeds off of creatures, which cause him to evolve. He fought Rengar one day and really wants to eat him now, and that's it.
He's the one who gave Rengar his scar. That's something that we kind of learned
That's
from this
true.
one.
Yeah.
And his lore is less than 3 Heimers long.
Yep. 2.74. Rounding, of course.
Of course.
This though, like, honestly, this could have been a Heimerdinger or shorter than it. It really felt like someone was trying to hit their word count on an essay because it was just they really went off a couple of times, and I'm like, okay, you're not really saying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His whole driving motivation now is he just wants to evolve and kill Rengar. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
his driving.
Which I'm fine with voidlings or void creatures having pretty simple, but I wish like some of them didn't.
Yeah, I think like Cho'Gath would be a really good example of one who has, if you just completely redid him entirely, could work, right? Because he's supposed to be
Yeah.
this more like greater intelligence type thing, and having him be a little more machination-y, like someone who's kind of running things for the Void people on Runeterra could be real good. And yeah,
That'd be nice.
Kha'Zix doesn't need a lot. He could give him, if he had like a 450 word bio, I wouldn't be complaining
No.
at all. I would say just like fill out a little bit of, because it talks about him and Rengo fighting, and the bio is really kind of vague as like, and then they stopped, I guess. They just both kind of parted ways, and just maybe fill that out a little bit, get those details. I kind of like the short story because from Rengo's perspective, and I guess we'll talk about it when we get to it, but Kha'Zix comes off kind of like very sadistic, not just raw animal instinct, but he really enjoys like the hunt. He enjoys kind of like when he like takes Rengo's eye, he just really savors that eyeball, and I think playing a little bit more into that is kind of the way I would fill out Kha'Zix a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing's got a very Alien versus Predator vibe. I think that's intentional. They were going for that.
For sure.
Which is fun. There's a lot to play with there.
And both of those have very successful franchises. So we know that there can be lore.
Yeah. I guess it's a little hard because in those, the predator and the alien are not the actual characters. They're just the monsters, right? So it's a little bit harder to have like a deep, it's hard to write like a Kha'Zix story, I guess, from his perspective. But even then,
Alien vs. Predator.
I've never seen it.
Oh, at mostly focused.
I've seen Alien and Predator. I really like them. I never saw them fight each other though.
Oh, yeah,
you should. It's a dumb, stupid kind of fun
Here's the thing, though.
movie.
The best movie since Freddy vs. Jason.
I would so be passionately rooting for Alien that if they lost, and I think that she does, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. See, that's your problem. Is that
her blood is acid.
Yeah, the writers really like Predator
Alien
as a hero.
Predator's not a hero. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's a bit fucked. I mean, I know we're not we're just like grasping for things to talk about because Kha'Zix has nothing going on. But yeah, it's a bit fucked that the Predator ends up being a hero. When you look at Predator, and Predator's just a fucking asshole, like a really cool monster asshole, but he's still a dick. He took out Billy's spine and shit, man.
He's literally there collecting, like murdering animals for sport. Like that's what he's doing. He's not any better than an alien who was defending her babies, which is what she was doing.
Just a proud mama.
I really love Alien. It's one of my favorite movies.
So for the record, in case you're wondering who wrote the bio.
Oh.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, I'm really surprised you found someone. Yeah. I have it by unknown.
Yeah.
Anonymous.
Right? Not even on the wiki. When the wiki doesn't even know who wrote something, like, you got a crediting problem.
Has the bio been changed at all? Oh, you do have the words old lore written down. Oh, no, none. You wrote old lore, none.
There have been 0 bio rewrites, which I think, in terms of champions at least released around this time period, I cannot think of a single one that doesn't have at least one bio rewrite.
Like at least even just a sentence.
Yeah, this is straight up old lore.
Of course they don't know who wrote this. It was fucking anyone. They just pulled someone into a room and were like, here's this champion.
What does this champion say to you? I don't know, he evolves and fuck Ringo?
I sharpen my claws.
That's a different version of the story.
Ooh. Hey, I mean, sure, write it. I don't give a shit, right?
They'd be a really good power couple, honestly.
Those two? Oh, fuck yeah. They tear it up.
Unstoppable.
I'll be curious to see what happens with Ringo. I feel like Ringo must have rewrites, right? Because he came out maybe a month before or after. I don't remember which.
It was close, yeah.
They're like one after the other. And all of this crap that we get in the short story about like him being in exile and stuff has to be new. Before, I bet you he was just like tooling around in the southern barrier. The great Kumungu jungles.
Just living his best life.
Yeah. So Mark, like, are you like incapable of saying Rengar?
I'm sorry. It's a bad habit.
It's really adorable.
You ever have like a thing you say ironically as a joke, and then you find that
it's just
like you start saying epic like ironically, and then it becomes normal again.
Yeah, that was me and Hella.
Oh yeah.
That
was so like Southern California though. Hella was just really big there.
That was Putnam.
And Scrubs. I feel like he used to say Scrubs ironically, and then it was just like,
very Riot.
That was very Riot, yeah.
But yeah. Whew. So who wants to take us through Adaptation by Ian St. Martin?
Oh my god, it has an author.
It does. I'll do it because I liked this one. I think this and a Kha'Zix color story, whatever that might be, would be probably enough for me. Between the two pieces.
I'd like something from Kha'Zix's point of view. I imagine it would be difficult, but I definitely don't think it's impossible, and it could be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Honestly, even just this fight from Kha'Zix's point of view.
Yeah, so I thought it was gonna flip between their point of view. So like I got that first chunk and I was like, oh, okay, this is Rengar, and then I'm reading the second chunk and I'm like, this must be Kha'Zix. No, no, this is still Rengar.
I guess it's just a Rengar story.
This is just Rengar.
Yeah. I guess we'll go.
Yeah.
Sure. No, the real quick is like you said, Rebecca. It's told from Rengar's perspective.
You can say Rengo. It's fine.
Okay, I will. I'm just, I like it more. It is actually showing us when he fought Kha'Zix and lost his eye. And it kind of shows him, stalking Kha'Zix and seeing him hunt these dangerous raptors. This is, by the way, this story is like the closest thing I've read so far that could just immediately be adapted into the game. Right, because the summary is that Rengo goes to gank Kha'Zix while he's doing his raptors, and then Kha'Zix dings 6, and Rengo barely gets away. Right, that's it. That's mostly it.
We've all seen this story happen in game before.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's when we see Rengar lose his eye. And I think the thing I mentioned before is that when Kha'Zix has the eyeball, he eats it, and he doesn't just like, oh, I'm consuming it and adapting it. He is very much like sadistically savoring, oh, I've got your fucking eye. Watch this. You know.
Which got him all
He teabags it.
Yeah, there was really a visual component to that y'all are really missing out on.
Maybe
And
we
then
do need to record the episodes.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, you know, but eventually they fight all day. Eventually, Kha'Zix leaves. Oh, I guess the other thing that's like for lore purposes is that Kha'Zix actually evolves his wings mid-fight, so I guess he's got those now going forward. But they fight all day. Kha'Zix eventually leaves, and Rengar even is like, well, he left. Maybe he was too injured, but maybe he was just enjoying fighting me and got all the information he needed, and he'll be back later. Which is even already more of an explanation as to like why they stopped fighting compared to the bio.
Right.
That's mostly it.
The bio kind of made it sound like they both weren't sure if they were going to win the fight, and so they both decided to walk away, kind of thing. Whereas I like the idea of Kha'Zix being like, "I'll see you later," pew pew pew. Like, yeah. Where did he get his wings from?
He just evolved them.
I know,
Probably
but
from
like,
the raptors.
oh, the
would be my
raptor.
guess.
Did they have wings? Oh, yeah.
They didn't. That would have been a really good detail, is if they
Because
did.
that's his whole thing, is that he evolves based on what he consumes. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. So there's one other thing I forgot, is that we get another real name alert where we know that we learned that Kha'Zix means in some old human tongue, I guess we're assuming either Shuriman or Ixtali, means you face yourself. And that's what Rengo kind of realizes, that, oh no, he's got my blood. He's like, I'm going to have to deal with all the things I can do, I guess, now.
okay, that's interesting. But that's like, that's if Kha'Zix actually just eats a little part of you and then you still have to fight him. What are the odds of that? I feel like usually he just eats your whole thing.
Yeah, the whole all
the
of
whole
you.
the whole enchilada of your body.
Yeah, this was a pretty cool action piece. I liked the description of the action here. I really like the point in the story.
I was just remembering Mark do the eyeball thing.
I'm sorry I put that into your brain.
Go on, honey. I was not laughing at you. I'm really sorry. No, I wasn't.
Yeah, I liked the whole point where Rengar... Let's take...
It wasn't even that anymore.
We'll take a minute.
It's like when you watch bloopers for like a sitcom and the kid. All right, cut.
Okay, got it. Pick up.
He's like so fucking disappointed in me right now.
No, I don't want to start because I know that
The moment you start.
I know it's not out yet.
I'm good.
All right.
Just power through. You got to just power through. I agree. The action piece was really good. The writing
The
is
action
real
piece
strong.
was really good. I
Yeah.
really liked the point where Rengar was stalking Kha'Zix, and he really thinks that he's got the drop on him, and he jumps right behind him, and like literally as soon as he does it, he's like, "Wait a minute, this doesn't feel right. Fuck!" And then Kha'Zix like strikes out because he knew he was there the whole time. That was very cool. That's kind of part of the story that I want to see from like Kha'Zix's point of view. Like,
Yeah.
Wait till he's closer. Closer.
Oh shit, too close. No, I agree. I think so. I was talking about him eating that eyeball, and the actual writing even is like, he's got the eye, right? And Rengar realizes, oh fuck, he's got my eyeball. And Kha'Zix like slowly it lowers the blood slick orb over its fangs and drops it down into its gullet. The defilement of it, right, is like, I really like Kha'Zix as this, not just, oh, I'm working off instinct, but I really enjoy the fact that you hate what I'm doing to your eyeball right now. If I could regurgitate it and eat it again, I would. You know, like that type of shit.
But fair.
Now, is this the one? Because I read a little bit other Rengo lore, because I liked Rengar in this. It was kind of fun spending time with him. Is this the one where at some point he strips down and it's just him and he's covered in like grease and shit? Or is that some other thing I read?
I also read that, so it must be from this one.
It must be. I was like, that's super Predator, right? At the very end, where you got Arnie, he's just like down to nothing and he's covered in like mud. Like this must be a direct reference almost. And I love the idea of Rengar getting buck-ass naked and like, I'm just going to cover myself and just get primal with this fucking shit, It's fun.
I mean, he had to clean his fur after that, huh?
It just takes forever.
Someone's like got a brush and they're combing the knots out. Like, what did you do?
Now, Kha'Zix is part of a few cinematics.
Really?
Yeah.
No, he's in Ignite.
Yeah, he's in Ignite, where OMG Loveling on Kha'Zix prevents a SOAS backdoor attempt on Rumble. And the video makes this scene seem super intense. It's a very cool scene. I went back and watched the clip it was based on, and it was not even close. The Rumble did not have a chance at that backdoor.
But where's the fun in that, honey?
He was fighting that Kha'Zix was fighting an isolated Rumble. That was a foregone conclusion.
Oh, that's true.
The next one it shows up in is Rise, where Ambition is playing Kha'Zix in his match against Perks in the music video, who is playing Yasuo.
Oh my god,
so
I completely forgot.
Yeah.
He's got the little claw weapons.
He's in something, he's just kind of like...
It's like a pro player playing him.
He's on like a...
Which is going to show up again on Road to the Cup. Which is that Studio Mirror animation for, I think, like 2013, where they have different pro players who are all, animated as their character. And the Goomba Stomp master himself, Alex Ich, is Gambit's Alex Ich is Kha'Zix in this video.
Y'all got to understand, whenever we play, and John is playing Kha'Zix, I almost said whenever you play Alex H, like the moment he starts Goomba stomping, I will just start yelling that shit into voice chat because I love that clip so much. I think I always remember it from the season 2, like they must have included that in that big like season 2 opening thing.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the clips they showed, and it will always be like embedded into my brain. Like that's Kha'Zix, is Alex just stomping 5 people.
Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is fun when those plays stick in your head, certain plays.
I miss Gambit.
I miss Moscow 5. That's what I fucking miss.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually checked to see if at the point in Road to the Cup if there were still Moscow 5, but they had already been changed to Gambit at that point. Yeah.
You know what I like about the Rise cinematic, I'll say as well, is that it's a creative way to have someone embody or use the abilities of a monster champion while still showing a player, right? Because I think it would have been easy, or it's like it can almost be kind of a conundrum of like, well, this person plays Rek'Sai. Not that that will ever fucking happen, but this person plays Rek'Sai a lot in pro play. How do we show that without just turning them into Rek'Sai? Or Kha'Zix is another example, and it's really an interesting way to tackle that problem. Like, well, we'll take the weapons and kind of transmute them so they can be that character and still be themselves,
Yeah, it was very, very cool. They did, that whole cinematic in general. I mean, if you haven't seen Rise at this point and you're listening to this podcast, go watch Rise.
Just go
it's
fucking
so fucking
watch
good.
it.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
So those are all the cinematics he's a part of. I do like one of his quotes I wrote down here. To truly know someone, eat them and walk a mile in their feet.
His jokes are actually pretty good. He's got really like dad joke type jokes almost. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the idea that like Canon Kha'Zix would say this shit
Mm-hmm.
to his little voidling bug.
Yeah, he's just loving it.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me, like, in speaking of Rek'Sai, because I think that's one way you could try to take Kha'Zix is remove his voice entirely almost, and just have him be this alien intelligence that just a monster villain, right? Which he does pretty well. But I actually really like the fact that he has voice lines, and I would like them to, like I said, play up more of that sort of really just evil monster sadist villain type. I don't know. I'm really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, especially with the other void monsters, like Vel'Koz isn't like sadistic. He like just wants to gain knowledge, and he gets it through, as he says, disintegration. Kog'Maw is just a hungry pup. Cho'Gath, also hungry pup. Rek'Sai's out here caring for her young. I like having at least one void monster that's like, nah, I'm just fucking murdering shit, and I evolve when I do it, but, like, don't get it twisted. I'd murder him anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
completely
mean,
agree.
if you could evolve and have cool powers if you ate someone, would you do it?
It's the old hero's
Yeah.
dilemma.
Yeah, it really is. You know,
what
it's the
powers
trolley
would you
problem
get?
here, really.
I guess, but except like, what powers do you get eating like a 45-year-old dude who works at ShopRite off the fucking street? Like, I don't know what. You know what I mean? You gotta go eat something
Right?
really
You, like,
dangerous.
meet someone and you're like, oh shit, now I've got a bad back. God damn it.
Oh
They're
no,
really good at math.
diabetes.
Okay, fine. If you could eat creatures.
Go eat a rhino, and then you got PETA all over your ass. It just doesn't work.
Do it secretly. Fuck PETA.
You heard it here first, folks.
Eat rhinos.
Eat
No, please don't eat
rhinos.
rhinos.
That's a good takeaway.
Now, Kha'Zix is part of a few AUs.
He has shockingly, like, not a lot of skins, right?
He doesn't have a lot, no.
He's pretty popular, I would have thought.
Yeah. I feel like he's got some good ones. I feel like people like the ones that he does have. So, you
Yeah.
know. First one's Mecha. When colossal kaiju begin attacking from the sea, land, and air, humanity develops equally powerful mecha units to stop them in explosive hand-to-hand combat. This is heavily Pacific Rim inspired.
Oh.
And this one is Mecha Kha'Zix. Designated KZX, the Mecha Kha'Zix unit was the first of the mecha line to be deployed against the kaiju threat. Due to its smaller size, it functions best in urban environments, adapting on the fly to threats against civilian populations. And a fun fact about this AU, Kha'Zix defeated Rengar Bot in this AU, or as he's known by his robot designation, NRGR7. And then Rengar was abandoned by the Mecha Lab.
Okay, good to know. I guess this is in the same universe as like Mecha Scion and all that
Yes.
that jazz, right? I do like that they were like, hey, he's the first one, and they got bigger and better as they went on. But for now, he's a little small. He's a small fella, you know.
Now, he's also part of Guardians of the Sand. Powerful guardians stand watch over the tomb of an ancient horror so that it may never threaten the world again. But they may already be too late. This one is Guardians of the Sand's Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix, the devouring scarab, ancient guardian of the sands, we invoke thee to protect us from an evil of our own making. Let no man tread upon these hallowed grounds, lest you consume them utterly.
His mouth is scary in this one.
He does have a scary mouth.
Yeah.
It's a very kind of alien-like mouth, though, right? Mm-hmm. And headpiece.
Yeah.
Fun fact about this one, Rengar is also part of this AU and is still hunting Kha'Zix.
Wow.
Now we got Eclipse. Long ago, an order of monastic knights slew the vile gods of the old world using esoteric powers granted by the moon and sun. Now the world has grown dark and violent as those self-same deities prepare their return, challenged only by the light of the eclipse. And this one is Death Blossom Kha'Zix. Death Blossom is rolled into the Eclipse AU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hidden among the great flower fields of the north are the Death Blossoms, primeval hunters whose disarming beauty would lull even the bravest knights to tears, if but for a moment. For Kha'Zix, feeding upon these hardy souls offers yet another chance at metamorphosis, and a moment is all he needs.
And somewhere, there's a beast called Rengar that he's trying to find.
This flower thing, would he be a flower? What would he be in this? I don't know much about. I don't remember much about the Eclipse one.
What would the cat become?
He's like a bee.
Right?
He's coming to get that.
That'd be great.
That pollen.
Pollinator Rengar.
Pollen.
That sounds like something else entirely. Oh, man.
Oh, you could spell pollinator with like a P-A-W too.
Oh shit! Come on, Riot. Please
Hire him,
fucking do it.
And finally, we have two more.
Oh,
We've got Event Horizon. In the vast darkness of space are born terrible, beautiful things, cosmic creatures of sublime love and the unknowable monstrosities of the Dark Star. These are the children of silent gods, and they are finally coming home. This one is Dark Star Kha'Zix. The hunger of the abyss, Kha'Zix is an alien horror whose ceaseless appetite feeds the Dark Star. Appearing before planets like a titanic locust, it devours all it encounters. The power of 100,000 stars fueling its evolution into an ever greater threat. And this one technically has a short story called Submit to Infinity. But it's kind of like a sentence long.
Okay.
Kind of a shared story with him and Karma,
Rengar?
I think. A ruthless corruptant from a barbaric realm, Darkstar Kha'Zix is driven by a hunger that only grows as planets are devoured. Unable to sate the starvation, his endless hunt continues.
This is just Nocturne Kha'Zix. He looks like Nocturne to me. This
interesting.
whenever I see
It
it.
does a bit, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't see his body. You just see the front pieces, his like the front parts, his head, his arms, and his
Those
His
bits.
thorax.
all his front meat.
His front meat.
I don't know. I'm such a silly mood today.
Yeah. I think it's because Kha'Zix is just so kind of a, he's kind of whatever, When they're still talking about Valorant and shit in your bio, you're in for whatever, right?
I did not realize he had an Odyssey skin.
He has an Odyssey skin.
Is this like Wild Rift or something? No.
So, in case you're unfamiliar with Odyssey, the great Demaxian Empire has laid claim to almost every inhabited system, ignoring the objections of the ancient Templar Order and the criminal syndicate alike, in pursuit of the wondrous bounty of Aura. This mysterious golden essence, drawn from the vast, majestic creatures that patrol the stars, is the lifeblood of all civilization, but also promises untold power to those who can wield it for themselves. So this one is Odyssey Kha'Zix. So, in the scheme of things, Odyssey Kha'Zix is a member of the Wildcard crew, which is a different ship. A member of an elite bounty hunting organization, Kha'Zix is cold, ruthless, and always gets the job done. Though hired by Karma to track down the missing Templars, she doesn't realize that Kha'Zix is a double agent, secretly working for Aatrox to bring Karma to him. And as a reminder, in case you forgot, Aatrox wants Karma for her healing powers, as he's hoping that she can draw all the aura out of his body, as he's been warped by years of aura abuse.
Mm-hmm. Is this skin, too similar to Mecha?
Do
you think? Okay.
I think 100%.
I kind of feel like it, too.
I don't know that I've seen it in game, so I can't say.
I don't know what the isolation thing is, though, too, because I remember when Mecha Kha'Zix came out, because it was one, it was kind of his release thing. People were like, I don't know why I would ever choose a different skin than this, because the notification that a champion was isolated was literally flashing and blinking at you. It made it impossible to not see if an enemy was isolated, whereas the normal Kha'Zix skin was much more subdued.
Yeah.
Yeah, those purple tones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like you said, Rebecca. I don't think I've seen this one in game either. Frankly, to me, just looking at it, it looks like his evolved R, where he gets the red coloration on the base skin. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay.
It just is I was looking at the splash and in game, I was like, this really seems to hit a lot of the same sort of fantasy. That's the word they use for skins and shit, right? It hits the same sort of fantasy notes of being a big robot hunter thing, and it's I feel like you need more to kind of you're talking about an alien sci-fi universe. He could have been anything, but you made him a robot. I don't know.
I wonder if he has a problem like that, like champions Rek'Sai do and stuff, where they're not sure what to do.
I bet.
Malphite and Zac, I feel like they struggle to make skins for champions like that because they don't have any clothes on, and that's a really big part of the skin. Honestly, it's their threads.
Honestly, yeah. I think you're not wrong. I think that, to be fair, I think that's somewhat, I don't want to say limitation in creativity, but maybe if Kha'Zix was super fucking popular, I bet they could come up with some more skins for him, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And for all those folks who don't have clothes on, give them clothes. Bam, skin.
Honestly,
give him some hair.
Not naked Zac.
Imagine Kha'Zix with hair.
Hey, look at Gentleman Cho'Gath. I think that's part of why that skin works so well, is that you're putting clothes on something
True.
that doesn't have clothes.
Silly
And
Billy.
definitely
His
not
clothes.
Velka.
Oh yeah, they're so good too.
Now I've got a handful of fun facts for Kha'Zix.
Yay!
The Kaz facts. Yes.
Show me the Kaz facts.
Old Carfax reference there.
Thank you. Just in case anyone's not aware of whatever
Yeah, I
stupid
got it.
bullshit I'm referencing.
Kha'Zix was the last champion to feature an art spotlight.
Oh yeah, that's also on his universe page. Interesting.
Did they leak like 3 different things in it? They're like, all right, that's it. We're done. This is the last fucking time.
If Kha'Zix and Rengar are on opposing teams, and Rengar is at least level, is Kha'Zix is at least level 16 with 3 evolutions, and Rengar has at least 5 trophies, it'll unlock the Ready to Hunt quest. And if Rengar dies within 3 seconds of Kha'Zix damaging him, he'll be able to evolve his 4th ability, or if Rengar gets Kha'Zix first, he'll get a 6th stack of his Bone Tooth necklace.
I really like. I feel like we were just talking about somebody with, maybe it was Kinnan, right? Where he's got another sort of quest like this.
Yeah,
Well,
the
not
ninja
quest.
one.
Strange sort of cosmetic things. I really like these quest things. I know that they're very warping to gameplay, and I almost kind of wish Riot would do like a featured game mode about like rivals. And I don't know how you do it, but something that really highlighted this and like really tweaked the gameplay. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's like a one kill thing. Like imagine like they had a whole event. There was this Kha'Zix Rengo, and you've got the jungle is like there's fog of war everywhere. I don't know. You could play around with it a ton. I really like the idea
Yeah.
of it. You know,
That would kind of be funny if the whole map was a jungle and there was an entire team of Kha'Zixes and an entire team of Rengar.
I love it. I fucking love it.
And then
I'm
it's
all
just like
about
a
it.
timed thing, and who can get the most kills. There's like no nexus, no towers.
Yeah, or what if like
Be
when
more
you
like
die,
Halo.
that's it. You're dead, and you just leave the game.
yeah.
Like you
Who's
just
the
like
last?
TF. Yeah, right. And it's like who's the last, and whoever's like, I don't know. I love it. I love this idea.
I do like the idea of like using the lore to inspire more of their kind of silly,
Yeah.
one-off game modes that they do sometimes.
Yeah, because like the ones that they have done with that, like were a lot of fun, and I know
Yeah.
that they don't, they disable them because the player base falls off really quickly for them. But
Yeah.
I mean, they're like the Odyssey game mode. That was a ton of fun. I enjoyed the hell out of that, and like the Star Guardian game mode, that was fun as hell. I didn't play as much of it, but that Bilgewater game mode that introduced all the new items and underlings you could hire and shit like that. That was fun too.
Yeah. And I think what I like about this idea that we're kicking around is that it seems like you could use a lot of existing assets, right? Like it would be relatively low effort to put together. It's like extend the Fog of War out, just tweak Summoner's Rift, right? And just put junk a bunch of brush in the lanes or whatever, something like that. And just make it so it's kind of like one for all, but one team's Rengos and one team's fucking Kha'Zixes, something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be high production value. It can be a little jank.
No one's gonna play it for very long.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that might be Kha'Zix.
Well, I have a few more fun facts.
Oh, you do?
was
Okay,
gonna
I'm
add,
sorry.
yeah.
I thought you were done.
Kha'Zix can spend evolution points on abilities he has not learned yet. Now, there's really not a point of doing this. The only time it's actually even viable is that you can use it on his Q, I think it is, to get the enhanced range on your auto attacks, even if you haven't taken Q yet. So,
I could see some
keep that in
new
your back pocket.
players doing this shit by accident.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're like, oh, cool, I'll get my W. Wait, what the fuck? I still don't have it. What was that point thing I just got?
How do I get that?
I want these
I'm supposed
wings.
to spend points when I level? Oh, do you remember those days when you just didn't fucking know anything? I love playing with new players. Do you remember when we were playing with, I think it was Lisa and Greg, and one of them like teleported back to base
Oh, yeah, because
because they
realize
didn't know that you could
back.
hit B? That's on us. That was on us, honestly. They should have knew that.
Now, Kha'Zix is the only Voidborn champion without true damage on any ability.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
I'm shocked that he doesn't have true damage.
Right?
I feel
It
like
seems
all the
like-
damage is real true when he hurts me.
Right. Frankly, it feels like if you said, "Oh, and he gets true damage when he hits like an isolated champion with some ability," I'd be like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
That sounds right.
Right? Yeah.
And finally, his Death Blossom skin has the Helmet Bro sighting on it.
I did see that when I was looking at the skin.
Oh, I didn't. Ooh.
He's in the bottom left corner, I think. Yeah, it's
like
pretty
this, like-
close actually. He's in like the foreground.
He's not dead yet.
No, he looks He's about to be.
I do like it when they put nameless victims in any splash, but I like this Where's Waldo thing of Helmet Bro
Helmet
even
Bro.
more.
Although he doesn't have a helmet on, I don't think helmets would have matched the vibe. I don't think he had a helmet on.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did. Okay, never
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
Fuck me. All right.
That's how you can tell it's a true Helmet Bro.
'Cause he has a helmet.
Otherwise, he'd just be bro.
Otherwise, he's just a bro.
He raided
Dead
the
bro.
Alpha Chi house. Just fucked up all those frat guys.
Oh man.
And that is the conclusion of my fun facts.
Yay. Well, yeah. I mean, not a lot here, but we also don't feel like there needs to be much more for a character like Kha'Zix. He's a fun idea.
Yeah, I like the rivalry between him and Rengar a lot because it feels
Yeah.
very simple. It's very small scale, and it makes tons of sense with the way like you constructed these two characters. And it's like something where we would say in a podcast, like, "Ooh, wouldn't it be fun if Kha'Zix and Rengar like got into this whole thing over who's the apex predator?" And they did that, and it's like, "Oh, that's fine, it's perfect." Right?
Yeah.
I think the thing is that when you look at a bio like this that's so short, I don't default to trust when it comes to Riot on these things. Because, like, I don't think someone looked at this and said, "Oh, yeah, this is the length the bio needs to be." And it's like, no one's just looked at this shit in fucking years, right? That's the actual thing that's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
So.
I do like the idea of it being small scale. We've talked about how there's not a lot of that in Runeterra. Most things are, like, really high stakes. I like the idea that like the ruination's happening and they're both just still hunting in a forest. They don't give a shit. Like that doesn't affect me. That's not my problem. Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
Okay, cool. That was Kha'Zix. We did it. I dropped my phone.
Kha'Zix.
What?
Okay.
What he would. That's what
If he
noise
was
he would make
Pokemon.
if he was a Pokemon.
We should add that segment for every champion. We'll retroactively
No,
add it.
no, I don't want to worry about what they would sound like if they were a Pokemon as
It's
well.
just their name.
You guys could do that one. The humans, though,
We won't hear Darius
anyway.
going, Darius.
Darius. No, it just sounded like Nar.
Yeah, that's fair.
Narius. That's a skin they should fucking make.
Ew.
Oh, we're on a fucking roll tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well that was Kha'Zix. Thank you for listening. We have a Twitter. It's @Loreheads. And we also have a YouTube. We post these episodes. And John has a few parody songs that he does that I'm sure he'll add to in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Patreon now. We have a few. Thank you to all patrons, but also
A special thank you to our Medarda tier patrons, Jeremy Rich, King of Hearts, and Mylect. You guys are awesome, and we love you. And
as friends.
as you know,
Give you a big old
we
kiss
really
on the
like
lips.
you. We're just not in like with you.
Goddamn, son.
But thanks.
And join us next week because we're going to talk about the Eternal Hunters Kindred.